Hola, bienvenidos y bienvenidas a Eurovisión Diaries. Hoy estamos con Hooverphonic, la banda que representa a Bélgica en el Festival de Eurovisión 2021. Hi, how are you?
We're good.
We're good, thank you very much.
How are these rehearsal days going?
Very good, actually.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. But the rehearsals are important. But of course, you know, Tuesday night is really
Exactly.
important.
Yeah.
But the rehearsals go really well. Technically, it's kind of almost there. Musically, we're kind of like really on where we want to be. So yeah. For now, everything's good.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. So I really want to know the story about your song, about The Wrong Place. The story, the lyrics, and why did you choose that song for the contest?
Okay, I'll try to make it short. I still remember writing the song. It was right after the first lockdown, and a friend of mine called me if I wanted to kind of do a co-write with a young Belgian artist called Charlotte Forêt. And, you know, I was just happy that I could be in the studio with a living being again, because I was like, for months, I was working on my own. So she came to the studio just to kind of learn to know each other, actually. So there was not really a goal. We didn't write The Wrong Place especially for Eurovision. It was just kind of like, see if we could work together. And when she arrived, the first thing we were talking about is what we want to write about. And we said like, well, let's write about everything that is not possible right now. You can't touch a stranger, kiss a stranger. You definitely cannot have a one-night stand with a stranger. At that point, there was not even like self-testing possible. So it was really like almost suicidal to do so. And so that was actually the initial idea. Let's make this kind of dream song about everything that is not possible right now. And then a bit later on, we wanted it to become a bit more Hooverphonic, and Hooverphonic is all about the contrast. So the contrast was that he's really like a health freak and she's not, you know, and they're actually opposites. And you know the saying, opposites attract. That is partially true, as long as the balance is not too far, kind of like, you know, out of balance. So in this case, the balance was like completely out of balance. And so it's actually about a one-night stand gone wrong. And a lot of people ask, where does the catchphrase, don't you ever dare to wear my Johnny Cash t-shirt comes from? That was very simple. We were having lunch. I heard Johnny Cash. She said like, oh, that's lovely on the radio. I said like, oh, I like Johnny Cash. As a challenge, let's try to incorporate his name in the song. And so we did. Magically, because she said to me like, that's never gonna work. It's not gonna work, but we did, you know. And when the song was finished finally, Raymond passed by the studio and he heard the song the first time. He said like, wow, this is a great song. This is ours. And I said like, I'm sorry, Raymond, but I wrote it with Charlotte. I have to ask her. No, Alex, you don't get it. This song is ours, you know, like. So he was immediately his gut feeling said like, this is a song we need to kind of like, you know, record. Then when Gekke joined the band again in November, she listened to all the demos that we had. And she immediately picked The Wrong Place as well. She said like, oh, I really love that song. That's really great. And another kind of reason why, you know, like, so the three of us, our gut feeling said that was the song. But also there was already 3 other people begging me if they could record the song. That's also a good sign, you know, if like other artists want to record it, you know, like, oh, we've got something special. So, to make it short, it's a song about a one-night stand gone wrong.
So it's a song that sounds really different from what we usually hear in the Eurovision Song Contest. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing for the competition?
For us, it's a good thing. What we love about the competition the last 10 years is that more and more you see these kind of like, more diversity in songs, you know. And we like that, you know, we like it to be diverse. So it's good that there is like an alternative, darker song. It's good that there's a new metal song this year. It's good that there's fan chanson this year. I like the diversity, and it's great that there's like a Russian girl rapping, you know, like so that is what makes Eurovision interesting. And that's also why we want to participate now. Because there was the 3rd time they asked us. Because, you know, like in the 90s, they asked us, but we didn't. Like the 90s, we lost it a bit, I think. You know, it was a bit too much about show and less about the song. And now lately, you know, last 10 years, the song is a bit more important again. Yeah. And you see that, you know, like this year with the bookies, France and Switzerland are really high up. They're actually really songs, you know. It's less about the act, because Barbara Pravi is just performing, you know. It's more about the performance, and instead of, she doesn't have to hide behind an act because her performance is great. And so that's also something that is very Hooverphonic, you know. So that's why we are now part of the competition.
Mm-hmm. So Hooverphonic as a band has been around for like 25 years, if I'm not wrong. Why do you think this is your year for the Eurovision Song Contest?
It's like, you know, for us it's just fun. We love the festival already for years. I watch it every year. Raymond watches it, you know, like Jeke watched it all her childhood long.
Yes.
So it brings back memories for her. For me, I just love it. I love the festival, and a lot of our fans are quite amazed. It's like, you really like the Eurovision song? Yeah, I love it. It's a show I like watching, you know, every year. I still remember, you know, when Duncan won, I was invited by a friend of mine who became 50, and she said, like, we're gonna try to organize a party, and I tried to say, like, yeah, let's do like a Eurovision party, you know, but they didn't want to. So I was really disappointed. I had to go to a restaurant, and I never go to the bathroom very often when I'm at a table. I never would watch my telephone because I have my manners, you know. I know, like, you know what it is. But that night, I went like 5 or 6 times to the bathroom to check, you know, like the votes and the voting. And when we got home, I was just right in time to see kind of like the final voting. So yeah, that's how much I like the festival. So yeah, so for us, it's just, we love the festival and we wanted just to be part of it, you know.
That's great. So have you been able to see the rehearsals of your competitors? What do you think about them?
We saw parts of it, you know,
yeah.
Like, not everything. So far, well, you know, like we have our favorites, but we're not going to talk about, you know, like we can't tell, you know, like. But there's definitely, well, we can say what our favorite is. Like, we like France, you know, like France, Bulgaria, that are 2 songs we really enjoy. I like the Russian one. It's like. I also like the kind of like, you know, the idea behind the lyric of the Russian one. So yeah, that's for me, I think. Oh no, Lithuania. Lithuania is fun. It's like, you know, it's the perfect mix between camp and cool, kind of like, you know, and so. And what's also interesting is now this is like a very historic edition. So now you can say, like, last year I didn't like Lithuania, you know, with the same bands. And I didn't like the song. This year I like it, you know, like, so it changes, you know, like some people say that to us. They said, like, yeah, Release Me was okay, but The Wrong Place is way better. So this is quite weird to see, like, you know, two years in a row, bands like writing songs, you know, it's very different.
Look at France.
Oh yeah, France, you know, last year I didn't like the French song, and now I love it. So it's yeah.
So you talked about Lithuania, France, Bulgaria, but I know you have your favorites, you said it, but who do you think has the best chance to win the contest?
France, yeah. I think. She's a great performer, you know.
Yeah.
I think France definitely has a good chance. I still remember hearing it the first time, and I really got it immediately. But then again, for us, it's very difficult because for us, we're from Belgium, and in Belgium, French chanson is really part of our culture. So we're used to French chanson. We're used to listening to Piaf and Brel and Brassens, and so I don't know how it is for, you know, that's difficult. We can only see it from our perspective. From our perspective, she's definitely kind of like the strongest in the competition. Then again, her performance is really strong, and I guess that's something universal. So I don't know. I don't know. It's very difficult. And then again, we can't. By yourself, you can't even judge because we know the song already for a year now. We don't have enough distance from what we're doing, so very difficult to kind of make any kind of prognosis. Yeah.
Yeah, it is difficult. So I have to ask: have you listened to Spanish song, Blas Cantos song? What did you think about it?
I listen to it. It's good, but if I'm really honest, it's really good, but it's maybe not standing out that much. You know, other years, like I think Spain has like sometimes it's a bit more different. But then again, don't listen to me because you know, who am I? You know, to judge. You know, it's like it's a strong song, you know, and I think he's a good performer. So it's like Switzerland, you know, like Switzerland. It's not my cup of tea, but I know I see the potential in the song, you know. So it's very difficult to. But that's also why it's so cool to watch the Eurovision Song Contest, because everybody has its favorites, and then I'm on WhatsApp with my friends, and then we're giving points and stuff. That's the fun about the whole contest anyway. So I might say like it's a good song, but maybe it's not special enough. Somebody else this week said like, is the Belgian song special enough to win? So, you know, people say that about us as well, you know. So it's, I don't know. It's
no, it's funny because not because we're talking to you, you're from Spain and you have this question, but when I hear the Spanish song, or I heard the few times, it sticks more in my head than, for instance, the Swiss song.
Is it? Really?
Yeah, for me it is. Yeah, for
it sticks more.
For me, I don't know.
It's a good performer. It's a good song, but yeah, you know, you never know. You know, sometimes like, you know, Salvador Sobral, it's like that was the dark horse winning. You know, sometimes it's a song that you don't expect, but like with Duncan, everybody all front kind of was like, the bookies were saying like he's gonna do well, and he did well. So every year is different. So so who knows? You know, maybe Spain can go like, you know, can win as well. I don't. That's a fun bit. If we would know if there would be a formula,
yeah, come on,
there would be no fun. You know? There would be no fun in there.
Yes, I appreciate the honest answer, to be honest. So one last question. What do you think is your biggest strength to win the Eurovision Song Contest?
We're very genuine.
Yeah.
We are who we are. Yeah. We don't
stick to our.
We stick to our guns. We stick to our beliefs, and we do not, you know, like we just try to give best performance ever. But we're not trying too hard to be something we're not. You know? We're just. It's like you know, if you ask us about the Spanish song, I will give you an honest answer. You know, like if people ask me to do Katrina and the Waves, I won't do it. It's like we're just who we are, and it's not to be difficult. It's just like, you know, we're artists and we have our beliefs, and we just love to kind of. We're here because we like the festival. We're here kind of like because we don't want to follow the festival from our couch, but want to be in the green room on a couch. You know. Yeah, that could be helping us. On the other hand, who knows? No, it's like you never know.
I really like that you are genuine, and we wish you the best of luck from Spain. We are looking forward to see your final performance, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you
very much.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.